the fire happened and you know, you lost a lot there. But what was the reaction like from the community?
The reaction has been amazing. It really has. I mean, every place we go, people are willing to chip in and help. We've had a couple of construction companies that want to help us rebuild. A couple of concrete companies that would like to chip in. We had a gentleman that came down. He lives in this area. He actually brought his trailers and he's hauling all the scrap out for free for us, and he's going to sell the scrap and give us the money from it. We've had an endless amount of people just, it's been amazing. I can't tell you how many people have stepped forward to help. We have backhoes in there that are loaned right now, and front end loaders that are cleaning up the place. Next week we're going to have a work party where we get a bunch of bodies down there and actually walk through and pick up what's left. And we've got people coming out of the woodwork to help. I mean, every place me and my wife go, she works at the high school, and people have been telling her anything we need to let them know. People in town, businesses, everybody's asked me, what do you need, what do you need? We're here to help. And the outpour has been amazing. The churches are coming together, the people are coming together. I've been with the mayor and City Hall, and I have the city support. Pinal County reached out to me, and we have the support of Pinal County. We've had people call from Casa Grande, Yuma, all over. I've gotten calls from Pennsylvania, Maryland, Virginia.
Wow.
You know, the outreach in not only in this community, but throughout the United States has been just superb. This community sometimes has brought tears from my wife's eyes because of people just hugging us, and you know, and everybody seems to know that we're just beginning. This is we and my wife look at this as we're just renovating. Yeah, we're going to renovate and rebuild. I'm a firm believer that if you're going to do it, do it. You know, and it's funny because we sit there and watch the fire go up. And there was just no stopping it. We had so much stuff burning, plus all my units were diesel units, so every one had a full tank of diesel. So once the diesel caught, there was just no stopping it. We've had the fire investigators down there. It was one of my old electric pallet jacks that caused it, and it started the fire inside one of the trailers, and then it just went from there.
So wasn't the animal gnawing at the cables?
I don't know what, but it was old. I mean, we'd had it 15 years, and it was used when we got it, and it was a dinosaur, but it worked. Probably one of my best working ones. It just wore out. But to watch the fire, I mean, winds were coming from the south, and the fire was really up over top of the church. And we were afraid the church was going to catch on fire. Some of the bushes in the back did. And we got that put out. And then it was like the wind totally shifted. It came from the north and pushed to the south, and the flames went the other direction, and the church was saved.
Well, yeah, that reward really could have got, or
Yeah.
something bad could have become way worse.
And there wasn't even any melting or anything on the roof, and the flames were right above it. The flames were around our antenna that we broadcast with, and when we got the electric turned on 2 days later, everything came back. Everything came back. It was amazing.
Wow. So I'm not trying to get too, you know, emotional here or anything like that, but how long have you, this food pantry is something you've put a lot of your life into?
About 20 years, me and my wife.
And, you know, it had to have been just devastating to watch that thing burn.
It was terrible watching it burn. It really was, because that's 20 years of our life. You know, and you know, for the first few years, we supported it for the first 7. And me and my wife a long time ago decided we don't want to know how much money we have into it, because we've helped so many people that the money doesn't mean anything, and neither did our time. But what was devastating is we weren't going to be able to feed the people these next couple of weeks till we got this fixed. But we knew immediately that we were going to rebuild. We really did. Me and her looked at each other and we said, this isn't the end. This is a new beginning, and now we just got to figure out where we're going from here. And we found out that we had so much support in the city just came around us. And we felt so much love, there's no way we could ever stop what we're doing. You know, because, I mean, we love this city. But we decided this time we're going to rebuild differently. We're looking at a warehouse. because that was always one of my dreams. I always wanted to put up a warehouse with a food bank, a clothes bank, a soup kitchen that's open every day of the week so that people can come in and get breakfast. And so that's what we're going to build.
All on the same site?
All on the same site.
Bigger and better than before? Bigger
and better than before. We were looking at other places at land not too long ago, and it was going to be expensive, and we figured it'd be a project like maybe 5 or 6 years down the road. And since this happened, we decided that now the doors are open. Let's just build what we want. Rather than buy all those trailers again, let's just build what we want. And it'll be more cost effective. It'll be easier on the food. You know, it'll be easier to build the boxes. It'll be easier for everybody and everything involved. And it'll make it a much smoother, much bigger operation. Because we not only serve food here in Maricopa, but we help a food bank out in Pierce. We help a food bank out in Bisbee. We actually help a food bank out here every fourth Saturday of the month here in Maricopa over by Old Town on the north side of the tracks. We've sent stuff to Mexico. We've sent stuff to Gila Bend last year during the fires. We sent stuff up to the Navajo Reservation during COVID. We were on Nak-Chin during COVID for a while. You know, we just love what we do, and we love serving.
It seems like with the fire, maybe that served as an impetus a little bit for, you know, it seems like there's a pretty good bit of momentum coming from the community. And
oh, there's tons of momentum coming from the community. We've had so many people step forward monetarily, offering their time, their muscle, offering their equipment. You know, this city has reached out in more ways than I could think of reaching out. I mean, every one of our needs is being met. You know, if I need help down at the church, I've got more than I need. The fundraisers are going crazy, you know, and it's going to be a process. It's going to take a while. I'm hoping to get the food bank up and running because I don't want the people to hurt. And I want to get everybody stocked up and get things ready. And then I want to start talking with the mayor and the city and the county, and I want to get the permits and stuff and the electric company so we can start getting this building put together. And I'm hoping to have the building put together by, I'd say like the end of winter. I'd like to have the building up. I'd like it up by Christmas, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to take a little bit longer than that.
Well, you got to set realistic goals, I guess, right?
Yeah, and we're not going to be able to finish the building the first year, but we'll have in it everything we need. And then as we get the money and get the time, then we can keep building on the building until it's totally complete. But we will be operational during the whole process. I don't like to start things that I'm not going to finish. And I dive in with both feet. And I have a very good core group of people that we've already talked, and every one of them are in for it for the count. And the city too, everybody that I've talked to in the city has told me that they're in for it for the count. They want this back.
What do you see as your biggest challenge right now?
Patience. Seriously. And I feel bad, but I can't answer everybody's phone calls and everybody's texts. And there's a lot of people I couldn't get back to, but there's no way. I mean, my phone's been ringing off the hook. I don't know how many emails I've gotten, how many messages I've gotten, and I just can't get to them all. So I'm asking everybody to keep track of us on Facebook and on our webpage, and we'll tell you what's going on and where you can help. Because we can't talk to everybody. We don't have the time, and it would take me forever. By the time I called everybody that wants me to call them, I'd never get any work done.
Yeah, so when you say patience, I'm thinking your patient, from your standpoint, your patience is wanting to get going again.
From both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, I love the fact that everybody's willing to jump in with the food drives, but I have no place to put it. And I'm actually going to go talk to the high school today and see if they'll allow us to use their old gym for a while to store some stuff, because I've got stuff that I already have to pick up, and there's other people that want to start them, and I have no place to put it. So I would like patience on my side and on the community side, because I am going to need the community. And once I get this settled to where I know what my needs are, then I can reach out to people and say, hey, yes, we need this, we need that.
You're hoping to get the building up and running by the end of winter?
Yes.
And when a start on that would?
I would like to start on that building by October. But you know, we have to get designs, we have to figure out what we want, we've got to get everything okayed by the county, we got to get permits. And I want everything in place so that once we decide to actually start construction, everything's in place. All we got to do is start putting the building together. We're gonna have to, you know, get the ground worked. We're gonna have to, you know, get the concrete. We're gonna have to get that set up. We're gonna have to get all our plumbing in before, as we're laying the concrete, so we don't have to break through the concrete again. And it's gonna be a process, and I'm gonna need help. I'm gonna need engineers and people that actually do this to help me get this put together so it's right.
It sounds like you got them. You're going to have them.
It sounds like it, yeah.
Yeah.
It really does. It sounds like we're gonna have enough people that we're gonna hit almost everything we need, and I like that, because then it's a, you know, I built this to belong to the city, and with everybody getting involved, it does. It belongs to the city.
And it sounds like maybe, I don't want to downplay the devastation of what happened out there, but maybe something good can come from this.
I believe a lot of good is going to come from this. I don't downplay the devastation, because not only 20 years of our life, but I know how much me and her have lost monetarily just in what we owned there to replace it, what it would cost us to replace it. And, you know, I don't downplay any of it. But I know we need to rebuild, because I always, you know, this is going to be our legacy to the city when me and her die.
Eventually you were going to have to rebuild or retool.
Yeah, we were going to have to build a warehouse anyway. Now we have the opportunity to do it. You know.
And it goes back to what you're talking about. You don't like to wait around. You want to do it immediately, and this is just kind of the perfect storm for your mindset.
Oh yeah, yeah, it is. It is, and it works out. I mean, you can see it going together. You know, you really can, with the people.
So, I guess the thing I get out of this is patience is important for you and for the people.
Yeah, it is.
That are looking to help you.
Yeah, it is.
And
And once we get the food banks going, we are going to need help. You know, because a third of our food bank force was Canadians, and all the Canadians went home, so I'm going to need help when we open up the church. Because it takes 35 to 40 bodies to make this work efficiently.
And before the fire, what were you at, 35 to 40 then? Or
We were at 35 to 40 then. We were actually feeding 1,200 families a weekend. On Saturday alone, we were somewhere between 1,000 and 1,060. And by the time we did Monday, we were up at 1,200, sometimes a little more than 1,200 families.
So it's basically for Saturday and Monday.
Yeah.
Okay. What has happened with the volunteers since the fire? Have they kind of retooled and?
They're ready. They're ready to go back. They're ready to get involved. I keep getting messages from them. When can we come? When do you need us? And that includes a whole array of people. I mean, we have church people, we have ROTC, we have the basketball kids, we get soccer girls, Cub Scouts, you know, all kinds of groups come together. The gentlemen's, Maricopa Gentlemen Biker Group, they come down and help us once a month. You know, there's so many organizations that come help us, and sometimes it's a little slow getting the help in the beginning, but we always have enough by the end. Sometimes me and Alice are sweating it, but by the time it really fires up and it gets rolling, we always have enough people.
That's still a lot to kind of consider when you got all this other stuff. It's like the work of rebuilding and trying to get this thing back on the ground, and at the same time keeping something going that you've had.
I have a good crew.
Yeah, you must.
I do. I have a good crew. They think about the people, and that's what makes this work. You know, that's the first thing we talk about at every food bank. That this is not about us. This is about them.